What's good? This your boy here to make a weekend recap video of this weekend's fights, and yeah, let's get this shit started, man. I'm gonna start off with the fights most people didn't really hear about. Some I probably damn near didn't hear about. So Rung Visai and Estrada. Estrada won. He won his rematch. You know, this is the second time they face each other. And Estrada won. Juan Francisco Estrada. And so Rung Visai won the first encounter. So now there pretty much has to be a trilogy fight. They have to fight again. You know, it's a good money fight for the little guys. Little guys don't have too many money fight options. So, I mean, the third fight is only right, you know, to break the tie. You know what I'm saying? So they're 1-1 right now. So they will have to fight again. Estrada is pretty much outboxing Rung Visai, man. He may have Rung Visai's number right now. Rung Visai is the guy who beat Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, the guy who was regarded as the pound-for-pound king at one point, not too long ago, actually. But, you know, he upset him, knocked him out and stuff. He beat him up the first night and knocked him out the second. That was pretty bad. But, yeah, he lost against Estrada. And I think he's hoping for a trilogy fight. So hopefully he can get that and prove himself again once again. And, yeah, so that was that fight. And then we had, what was it? Nonito Donaire fought. Yeah, Nonito Donaire fought. I didn't catch the full fight, but I saw the highlights. He knocked the guy out with like one punch, one shot. You know, Nonito Donaire seemed like he may have gotten his second win back. You know, I think sometimes some of these veteran fighters who may have lost a step or two may just need an opportunity just to start over fighting lower tier guys just to get the confidence and the momentum going again. So shout out to Nonito Donaire. He's knocking out young guys, and he's still doing his thing out there, man. You know what I'm saying? He's still doing his thing. He got a little win streak going. I think his last fight was by DQ, but it wasn't his fault. But nonetheless, Nonito Donaire has a little win streak going, and that's good for him, man. He's making him a little money. He's still doing his thing out there, you know. And what else we had? I think that was all the zone cards. So let me see what else we had on the zone. I'm kind of freestyling, y'all, so bear with me. What else was on the zone? Well, I think I'm gonna just go ahead and jump to the Showtime card. No. You know what? Daniel Dubois fought Richard Langtree or something. I forgot this guy's last name. African-looking dude with a blonde beard. You know what I'm saying? He looked like an older guy. I never heard of him, honestly. I think I've seen him before, but I didn't really, you know, I never heard of him. But either way, it was a tough fight for Daniel Dubois. It was a step-up fight. He got, you know, it was a war. You know what I'm saying? They went to war. Daniel Dubois actually got buzzed a few times in that fight. He ends up knocking the guy out eventually, but yeah, it was his toughest fight, man. And, you know, he got through it. You know, not every people, I saw people saying that, you know, he got hit up quite a bit in that fight. He got buzzed quite a bit. He's only a young guy, man. I think he's only like 21 years old. So, I mean, you know, he showed that he has dog in him. You know, so sometimes fighters need those type of fights. You know, it's this whole stigma in boxing to where if a fighter, a presumably hot prospect or a top contender or a world champion level fighter who's considered like real good, if they get hit with a jab, oh man, he gets hit too much. I'm like, dude, like, come on, it's a fight. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, go get hit. You know, it's kind of crazy, man, that you can't even get hit no more. Now you can't even get hit. But nonetheless, Daniel Dubois was in a war with this guy. And yeah, his name is Richard Lartley. You know, but Daniel Dubois ends up stopping him and getting a stoppage victory in the fourth round. You know what I'm saying? The fourth round was a war into the fourth fucking round and shit. It's crazy. But yeah. So now we're gonna go to the Showtime card. Efe Drogba was facing off against what was that guy's name, man? I can't remember the dude's name, but the dude faced Christian Hammer. I've got his damn name, man. Some European guy. But Efe Drogba beat him up from pillar to post. Efe Drogba looked like he may have some potential to be a top heavyweight. He's only 24 years old, going to be 25. He's pretty big. He throws a lot of punches, man, and he didn't tire at all. He got a nice 1-2. He seems very disciplined on his approach, and he's trained by Ronnie Shields. So I mean, the sky's the limit. Really, he's still real young. He shows a lot of promise. So the sky's the limit for Efe Drogba, man. He looked like he improved his speed a little bit, and he throwing combination punches, man. He threw a lot of punches in that fight, and then for a long, it was only like a 3 round. I think it only lasted like 3 rounds, but he threw almost like 100 punches a round or something like that. It was weird, man. He threw a lot of punches though for a heavyweight. But yeah, sky's the limit for Efe Drogba, man. And then we had Victor Postol. He had a fight. I forgot the guy's name he was fighting. You know, like I'm sorry if I don't know these dudes' names, man. I'm not looking at a sheet of paper or nothing. I'm kind of freestyling it. So, but Victor Postol ended up stopping the dude. He boxed him. He was hitting him with combinations. He pretty much beat the guy from pillar to post. So Victor Postol had a successful fight against the opponent he was up in there against. He was working his way back up the ranks. Then we had the main event, the Easter Bartholomew. It was a weird fight. Easter seems like he thinks too much, you know. Like he seems like he tries to be a better outboxer, but I think he overthinks things sometimes. It seems like he's overthinking and he gets confused. Francis Bartholomew is a good fight for him because it gave him a totally different look. A guy who's going to be slick, moving around. Bartholomew, only thing he was missing was a jester hat. You know what I'm saying? The dude literally looked like a clown in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not calling him a clown. Well, he kind of do look like a fucking clown. I ain't gonna let's be honest. But he actually fights like one too. You know what I'm saying? Like if you put on a fucking clown suit, you know what I'm saying, put the makeup on, he could be up in there like a clown and shit. He has his own little unique style. He looked like a clown. He was bouncing around on one foot and he was real slick, man. He was kind of hard to hit. I could see it. That he was a tough fight for Easter. He was a tough matchup, man. The fight ended up in a split draw. It was a weird fight. It wasn't the best fight, but it was to a lot of fans. They probably didn't like it. To me, it was. I understood it. I understood what type of fight it was. It was more of a chess match type of deal. Easter was trying to figure him out, trying to land the shots, but Bartholomew was always moving around. He had these awkward stances and angles. He was a switch hitter. He would switch from southpaw to orthodox and all that. So he was kind of tricky for Easter, man. And Easter, he didn't really pass the test, but he didn't fail it either. You know what I'm saying? And same goes for Francis Bartholomew. He felt that he won the fight. The fight started picking up after the 7th round, the pace. And the action started picking up after the 7th round. But, yeah, it ended up being a split draw. Regis Prograis, he won a WBA title against Relish. Never heard of the guy, honestly, but he had the belt apparently, and Regis Prograis stopped him with a body shot, pretty much in the 6th round. So yeah, shout to Regis Prograis for becoming a world champ. You know what I'm saying? He doing his thing. He's working his way up. You know, everybody know, all the hardcore fans know who Prograis is. You know what I'm saying? We know who Prograis is. We just waiting for him to get that one big fight. I think he may be fighting Jose Ramirez. That should be a good unification fight for him. Prograis versus Ramirez. Then we got Maurice Hooker in that division. You know what I'm saying? That division has got some talent, man. They got some good guys at 140 right now. So yeah, other than that, I think that's all that happened. We have a few Errol Spence interviews of him, you know, pretty much saying that no way Crawford gets 50-50 and all this other stuff, and it pretty much really flexing on the business side of the boxing game. And it's looking like we may not even. It's going to be hard for this fight to get made, y'all. I'm just telling you that right now. You know, like I said a few videos ago, a while back, that I knew this was going to happen. I saw this coming. You know what I'm saying? Months ago, year ago, whatever it was, I saw this coming, and it's happening. This Terrence Crawford fight is going to be really hard to make now. Errol Spence is making it hard to make. Every time the hurdle gets broken down, there's a new one being put up. So this fight, don't expect it to happen anytime soon, y'all. But that's all I got. I was on here longer than I intended on being, but you know how it is when you're freestyling it. Like, subscribe. Thank you all for the support. You guys have a good weekend. All right, peace out.